We get the government documents, and we get them, and when we get them out of England and out of Russia and the U.S., it says we got to poison them when they're young, so they never fully develop, and they're literally like biological androids.
That's exactly the game, and this is why, again, the point you made earlier, I've been talking about this for years. This a massive assault on human freedom, on the human body, on the human mind, is because this period of change, this cycle is coming, and it's waking people up, and they're desperately trying to keep the lid down so that they can control for the next cycle. And therefore, they're attacking the young particularly because they're going to be the adult people as this cycle really unfolds, and therefore they need to destabilize them. And that's why their food and drink is attacked more than anybody.
And that's why we've got the kids being put on Ritalin and Prozac. David, for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers, I'm only doing it with one segment today because time's precious. We're going to talk behind scenes for the PrisonPlanet.tv and Internet listeners right now, then come back to your calls after break. Stay with us. Okay, John, I'm going to skip this break. David, we are just on the Internet audience now because I promised to come back to calls. Let's put bookends on what you just said. I just read the other day in the New York Times, 100 million people on serotonin reuptake inhibitors alone. If that isn't THX 1138 Brave New World, I don't know what is. I mean, they're attacking the police, the military, the citizens. All of us are in this together. And isn't that the great final illusion, is that people that work for the system feel like they're part of the elite when even high-level elites are being poisoned by their own system? And that's why people say it's a spiritual thing. There's almost this cosmic force, and you get into that, but I just can see that it's there, driving man towards destroying themselves, and it's overall a hatred of the species.
Yeah, the thing is, I say to this to people in uniform, I say to them, you've got no power. There's some people that love the uniform because they think they've got power. And I say to them, you've got no power. Your power is what you put on in the morning when you open the wardrobe. The uniform you wear is an extension of the state. When you wear the uniform, you're an extension of the state. When you take the uniform off, you have no power. And the only power you have is of the state. You're just another pawn in the game while thinking you are higher than the other pawns that you're policing. And these are the levels of society, these policers of society, which Obama wants to massively increase with his
pyramids.
With his networks of civilian security. These are the people that need to wake up and need to realize that they have children too. I know of one who's high in NATO who's just realized, he said he looked in the eyes of his 4-year-old grandchild and said, I can't do this anymore because I know what I'm contributing to now, and he's trying to get information out about what's going on. This is what we need to do. The policers need to realize that they are the pawns also.
Well, I was talking to a top doctor who's treated a head of state, and this head of state said, I was grown up to, that we have to exterminate 80% of people to keep the resources, but I look at people and I know it's evil, and I don't want to be part of this. I mean, a lot of people in the system are having an awakening too, aren't they?
Yes, they are. So there's so much to be optimistic about. I mean, the challenges are there. Of course they are. They want to push this on, and they want to push it on faster and faster now because they are desperately trying to stop this awakening manifest to such an extent that their house of cards comes down. So those challenges are there, and they're going to push on through Obama. But there's so much to be enthusiastic and encouraged about because there is fantastic changes going on in the awareness of so many people.
David, as you said, though, in the 1 minute before we come back, quickly, I'd say Obama has 2 or 3, 4 months when he first gets in till people wake up to that phase of the illusion, so they want to start a big war or a biological release or a financial collapse. What do we do to expose this guy and stop him being able to carry the ball for the New World Order in the first few months?
Well, what we've got to do is keep whacking this information out, and people who are listening to this information, don't be a cul-de-sac for information. When you receive the information, there is a responsibility. Pass it on, pass it on, pass it on. By word of mouth, you can inform vast numbers of people very quickly if enough people do it. That's what we need to do.
You're right, and we have incredible power, but we better use it now because they are planning to shut down the old web. The inventor of the web said a few days ago that quote, it's going to die. They're letting it die. It's being killed. So we need to move right now. Folks, we're coming out of this break with only PrisonPlanet.tv viewers and Infowars.com exclusive stream listeners tuning in, though we do have tens of thousands tuning in on the free streams and quite a few watching on prisonplanet.tv. We're coming out right now with David Icke with your calls. Here we go.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN radio network.
The New World Order, with its programmers, admit that they're colonizing our minds, our souls. They are keeping us weak, confused, dumbed down, infighting. But the awakening is happening. David Icke, amazing guest, is our guest right now. DavidIcke.com is the website. We'll put that up on screen. Let's go to Ryan, first-time caller from Georgia. You're on the air with David Icke.
Yes, how you doing, Alex? First off, I just really want to tell you I'm very appreciative of just waking me up and informing me of all the information that's currently going on. And second, I just really want to say, by far, I've been wanting to say this for a long time, Lindsey Williams, David Icke, Steve Quayle, and Tex Mars are by far your most important guests that you have on your show. And I would just really appreciate if you can even get them on even more, because every time they speak, they get really straight into the point, and they inform us with information of how these people are thinking and pretty much what their next steps are going to be.
Hey, listen, I'd have David on every week or two if he'd do it. He's just very, very busy, but he has been agreeing to come on every month and a half or so. So I hope we can continue having David on. David?
Yeah, well, that would be great. Well, thanks very much, Ryan. Thanks very much for that. I'll give you an example of how things are moving on, though. I'm coming to America in about 10 days. I'm going to be there for about 2.5 months. I'm talking in Los Angeles on the 16th for 7 hours, and then I'm going down to speak in Mexico. And after that, I'm going all over the world. I'm going to Greece. I'm going to Australia. I'm going to South America, to Brazil. I'm going to Croatia. I'm going all these different places. And a few years ago, crikey, I couldn't fill a phone box in England. So this is the scale of the awakening that's going on. And, we have to, balance the things that are happening that we don't like with the fact that there is a terrific global awakening going on. Of course, it doesn't get in the mainstream media, so most people don't think it exists. But I've been to 47 countries now, and it's happening all over the world.
Well, David, I look at your website traffic. I look at my website traffic. It's all going straight up on the Google Trends. And by the way, I talked to David a month and a half ago, and he was on. He's agreed to come to Austin. I'm going to set that up. It'll probably be. I have to probably talk to you in the next few days so I can go ahead and decide on a venue and set it up and get you over here for maybe a 2-day event. The problem is getting a big enough venue. You can probably get 5,000 people. I can probably get 5,000. And so, but I need to find a time that's good for you. I need to nail that down and do that here in Austin, Texas. I think that's the place to do it. So I'll let that out of the bag. David's agreed to come here and speak with myself. And he'll do his presentation. I'll do a briefer PowerPoint presentation. So that's coming up, the two of us teaming up, because we all have to come together during this critical time. I appreciate your call, Ryan. Anna in Idaho, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Anna, you're on the air.
I have to agree with the caller that was just on, Ryan. I love it when you have David Icke or Steve Quayle. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm a huge fan. I wish you could go on tour. I want to meet you in person. And that's all I wanted to say is thank you. Thank you to you and David and everything you do.
Oh, thank you very much. Whereabouts are you?
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and talk to David in Montreal, Canada. You're on the air with David Icke.
Yay. How's it going? I'm very happy to finally be able to speak to you both. I'm the webmaster of criticalunity.org, and I syndicate a lot of both of your articles and videos on my site. As David mentioned, people need to take a good look at the big picture and not be intimidated by the elite's manipulation and scare tactics. The playing of the racial card is only possible because racism was indirectly created by the elites by molding our worldviews. As the fascism unfolds, those who supported Obama or any of these bloodlines, they're waking up. And we will stand against the corruption no matter what they throw at us. Our world, our lives, and our freedoms are at stake here because the people have been at the mercy of the malevolent... Sorry, I'm a bit nervous, but we've been at the mercy of these malevolent powers that have taken over our planet. The people are ready to hear the truth, but as long as the majority has no opportunity to even know about InfoWars, DavidIcke.com, or my site, how will they wake up?
Well, we're doing that now, sir, and I appreciate your call. I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say, without even looking, I can spend 10, 15 minutes on YouTube and count up videos that people are posting of my TV show or audio, and it's over 1 million a week just with that. You know, I produce films that have been seen, what I can look on hit counters, a piece tens of millions of times on the web. And that now is the new medium. And people have made tens of millions of copies of the tens of thousands of videos I've shipped out. Same thing with David. So look at the newspapers failing. Look at mainstream media losing its ratings while alternative explodes. So the word is getting out, isn't it, David?
It is, and we're heading towards a real explosion, because the curve in awakening is getting really exponential and starting to go upwards very fast. This is a great time, and you know, it's not a time to get fearful, and it's not a time to get depressed, although there are many reasons to do that.
It's a collision course. Hold on, David. We're going to skip this one too in the time that we have, just for PrisonPlanet.tv viewers. For everybody else, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Okay, David, continue with what you were saying there.